honorable colleagues, my name is Alex Mascot Ikweche, and I represent the artisanal people of Aba North and Aba South in this incorruptible assembly.
Let the truth be told. From laughter to lessons, we learn and we play. Change the media, we light up your Friday. Join in and vibe, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us. It's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Change Your Media, it's just us. Change Your Media, it's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Change Your Media, it's just us. Join the hangout, let's make a fuss. On Ginger Media, it's just us.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to these evening broadcasts today, being the first day of the month of the first day of the month of November 2024. I believe I can be heard loud and clear. So, everyone, I do not know where you are joining us from. This is my Friday Hangout. This is a Friday Hangout with Mazes, okay? And today, we will be looking at the nasty stuff that happened in the Nigerian court today in Abuja, where we would want to add the prefix innocent young Nigerians were arraigned before the court. I would say were minors, children that are not up to 18, children that were still, they're kids. Many of them arraigned before the court. You can see them malnourished and starved. And some of them collapsed in the court. Watching that today really got under my skin. And I must say this before we continue, people. There are times, or rather, the conversations as I keep on telling us here in this platform, we discuss things that have to do with humanity, not on ethnic base. So let this not be reduced into ethnic conversation. On the Twitter street, we have seen where a lot of the younger Northerners are saying the North will remember in 2020, that the North will remember in 2027. If we want to go ethnic, I would say, why didn't you remember before now? Why did you forget, right? Why did you not remember before now that, we should be doing things right? However, irrespective of your religion, irrespective of what you believe in, irrespective of your tribe, I think what transpired today that many people weren't aware of should be a thing of concern to every one of us. It is abnormal and irresponsible for government to bring children that are between the ages of 10 and 16, arraign them in court and charge them for treason, that they want to overthrow government. Treason, that they want to overthrow government. Do they understand what governance is all about? Almost all of them are, not lettered. You can see how they are suffering. Their crime was that they came out to protest for, or rather during the end bad governance protest. I mean, that's honestly, that's really, really got me. So without further ado, right, let us actually start with the following. Without, here, we can see here. So you can see these are the children. One of them already collapsed on the floor, and one of the either friend or brother or whatever is already crying, and you can see the eye already turning. I mean, this is crazy. Honestly, if this doesn't get you angry, it's just like when in 2018, when the army stopped some of the youth from the southeast in Aba and had asked them to roll over mud, right? Roll over mud and manhandle them, eventually even shoot some of them and pour their seeds on their body. I personally was at the rubbish dump in if you're heading to Aba, after Omar here, and I saw dead bodies. I published that on YouTube, but eventually YouTube had to take it down because they say it showed graphic images. So the same outrage that I had then is the same outrage that I have now, because these children are children. They are minors. Look at, see how. Let me go and take the clinic. They came to the The prosecutor should do their business. How can you arrange children? What help? You can see that one. It appears this young man here has had a very high fever, almost convulsing now. You can see him almost fidgeting. And it appears no one has taken care of him. And they brought these minors to court. For what? The one that really got me angry is that I don't know who the judge is, but he's giving 10 million naira per child on bail. Yet the Mr. Slapper, Mr. Disappearer, who earns over 20 million naira every month, was given bail of 500,000 naira. The Slapper, the Disappearer, the Mr. who doesn't know who he is, he was given 500,000 naira bail. Children are being allowed. Look at them, some of them now, because obviously they may have never seen a thing like this. You can see them already crying, standing there crying. You can see one of them grasping for air, the other one, the one in yellow, holding the tummy, and holding the tummy and rolling on the floor. The video didn't really got me angry, to be honest with you guys. Now, the lawyers who came to court contributed money now to buy them biscuit, shared biscuit, and some, bottled drink. And you can see how hungry these children were. See how they shared the biscuit among themselves.
They don't have any. These people we are just 90 something years. That's something that these days. That's what we do next day. My case is different than a mature woman. What is
Hello. Please, let me
You know, I don't know if any of you know the voice on the background. That's Angel. Angel was the woman, very dark woman with a rasta hair, who gave interview on the day 2 of the End Bad Governance protest in Abuja and said that the government was sharing people money to come and protest, and she was taken in. She went to her house, back to her house in Abuja, and they went in there. I had a very lengthy call with her the other day, and they came to their house and they arrested her. Who? From the office of the NSA. Why? For demanding that the right thing be done, that you be governed proper, that hunger doesn't kill you. You protest against hunger, irrespective of your age, they will come arrest you and take you in. And I see many people getting angry on the Twitter street. And I take a different view. I think government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is deliberate in what they are doing. I think these videos we are seeing is not for nothing. Let me give you my analysis here. This is a psychological war. They exactly know what they are doing. You know, they want, as the more you see this, that you will never allow your children to go out, because by seeing this now, this video is trending everywhere. Maybe by Monday, OG, or maybe I don't know if they work on Sunday, their Rice TV is going to use it and it's going to go more viral. At the end of the day, the whole idea, in my view, is that it's a subtle warning to parents to say, do not allow your children, do not allow your words to come out and protest. Because if they protest, this is what is likely to befall them. And that is why they are doing this. Because if not, it's not making any sense. I think there is a strategic reason behind that. It shows you that the people you're dealing with are nothing but monsters. Because if they could, just in order to make Nigerians feel that as if they live in the Weimar Reich, that is the, you know, or rather unter der Führer, under the German leader Adolf, or that they feel that they live in some North Korea-like situation where whenever you do anything, it is taken, you know, out of context and punish you in a way that you will never dream of doing, you know, coming back again. So that is what I think personally. That's the strategy of government here, is to punish publicly that these children will never think of joining protest, right? However, later, VDM eventually got this interview.
Right? Me and this body size.
Now, VDM is saying that, look at that small young boy on red. He said that he and that young man was inside cell because VDM was there. You know, he got detained overnight because of the video he made where he wore police uniform, you know, basically fake police uniform. And the police now used that to invite him, and he slept in the cell. Now, there he met this young man in question. Let's listen.
Good boy, right? Me and this boy inside cell. Apparently, these are the boys that the Tinubu government arrested, that they were flying Russian flag. All these children were still like this now, they go prison because they could not secure bail for them. They are going to the prison now. They could not secure bail for them. Now, the question is this: what does this boy know about flag? This boy does not even have a basic education, let alone knowing that he flew a flag. So you are charging all these kids for treason, Me, I just came out of cell, and I was with them. That's the craziest part. This morning, I was going to pee when I woke up. I was going to pee when I saw this boy. I was like, this boy is my children. So now we came to court. They could not grant their bail. They have adjourned the case. So where are they going to sleep? They are going to sleep beside the cell again. And already they've stayed for more than 90 days. Today is the 93rd day. 93 days for all the children seated everywhere. Today is the 93rd. This one boom. This one only. Oh. Which food? This one only. See everybody. And all the way from Kano. Where they carry from? From Kano. Brought them from Kano to Abuja. Where's their parents? Their parents now go they cry. Nobody see them. All these are kids. 10 years old. How old are you? And the best condition. 14 years. All of them are less than 17 years old. It's crazy. It's crazy and it's not fair. Come on.
Like when I tell you that the reason government did this was very simple. Believe me when I say that. And that's actually what Very Dark Man confirmed now. Government brought them from Kano, from Kaduna to Lagos, to Abuja. Are there no courts in Kaduna? Are there no courts in Kano? Are there no courts elsewhere? Why bring them here? So that you can bring them all together and show this image to scare other parents, so that when the hunger bites harder, they want to go out, you tell them, no, my son, my daughter, do not go out, because these ones that have gone up, they are not yet back. That is dictatorial tendencies. And it is sad that this is coming from a people that led protests across Nigeria. It is sad that it's coming from the group of people who led protests across Nigeria. Suddenly, leading protest has become so haramic that, anybody who engages in protest has committed harakiri, he has committed treason. And the person must be dealt with by any means necessary. This is not it. This is not it. Let me see if that video can now play here. When these kids were basically trying to devour their biscuits.
They don't have school fees. They don't have
No, that video is not showing, but I can see the audio. Now, let me just moments ago, about an hour ago, Cheun Okimbaloye had this conversation with one of the lawyers, and you can see another perspective to issue being discussed here.
They were kept longer than necessary. They were also being, it looked, and the inference that you are giving tonight is that.
Oh, sorry again. I think something is wrong with this. But what I'm going to do now is to now see if I can get that back from. Okay. So let me share this so that we can. So look at this. Let's bring this here. So people, brace up. Listen to this.
Parents, is the arraignment.
Yes.
Their charges were read to them.
Yes.
And they one after the other,
yes.
they answer to their
not guilty,
yes, to the charges. Yes. What about the fundamental human rights action that was filed?
It's still pending in court, and they're still going to continue.
Okay,
yes.
I mean, that means it might be taking pari passu with the matter, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, now let's look at it. Out of about 75, 75 people were brought to court today.
Yes, but
were there any adults there?
There were adults. About 38 of them were minors. About 38 of them were minors.
Okay.
Yes, but they were also adults.
Out of 75,
yes.
About 38 of them were minors.
Yes.
Okay. Now, give us an understanding, because I know there is a juvenile justice system in Nigeria, which also take cognizance of the Child Rights Act of 2003, isn't it?
Yes.
And it also says the procedure for which a child under our law, a child is less than 18 years.
Yes.
That's seen as a minor, can be tried in Nigeria courtroom. Were those procedures breached today?
So again, I'll have to take us back to how we started, because it's not just today. It's the fact that these children have been kept in detention longer than they should be.
Unlawfully.
So they're unlawfully. So they are right to pass
by the Nigerian state.
Yes.
By the Nigerian police.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
They've been kept in different police custodies.
Yes.
Well, again, I can't explain this to us enough. They've been kept in these custodies not because you know, there is much legality to it, but it's a scare tactics. People, wake up! Scare tactics. If you see how they treat these minors, therefore you cannot attempt, you cannot even dream of trying to demand that you be treated right. No, you can't, because they are now scaring you.
Alongside, were they kept in adult prisons or children prison?
Their right to personal liberty and fair hearing under Section 35 and 36 has already been violated, because
by the fact that they've stayed longer than necessary.
Yes, yes. Were they kept in adult? From all our understanding, they have been at the IRT. That's the Intelligence Response Team, which is colloquially known as abattoir. So imagine keeping children in a place.
Why is it being tagged?
I mean, come on, Steven, you should know now. The abattoir is where the slaughterhouse, and you should know what they do there. Come on.
Abattoir.
I guess there are several reasons for that, but there are lots of stories about the kind of things that happen there. And when you see the children that were in court today, not only would you see malnourishment, not only would you see starvation, you would see fear in their faces. It was
the child that fainted. I mean, I assume there was a child from some of the pictures. Unfortunately, we are not permitted by the rules guiding our profession to reveal the faces of the, and that's why they are blurred in a manner in which you can see. I mean, you can see on the screen right now. The fellow who fainted is a boy, isn't it?
Yes.
How old is he?
From the motion paper, we have 14-year-olds, we have 12, we have 13, we have 15. So it's actually very surprising to me to hear the prosecution say the children that were in court today came to visit their parents, because even the police, the child that fainted, even the police had to take some of these children. It wasn't just one child, had to take some of them out to get some form of health care today during court.
People, that's it. That's the new normal. That's the new normal. That's the new, you know, crazy stuff. All right? That's the new crazy stuff. Let's, you know, I think Deji also shared these pictures as well. Let me quickly, you know, bring that to our notice as well. Deji Adeyanju shared these pictures today. Look. See? This is how you can see these are children jam-packed in this manner. Huh? These are children jam-packed in this manner. When you begin to ask yourself, of what benefit is this now? You know, we shouldn't care, and honestly, if they are from the south, north, east, west, wherever, all that should concern us now is that things are not right, and every person with any gray matters in between the skull must condemn this madness, because that's pure. That's what it is. It's pure madness. It's pure madness. Everybody was shocked. Everybody was shocked, right? Anyway, so let's play more of that conversation earlier with Seun Okinbale, and that was Barrister Funke Adeoye. That was the guest, you know, at the program this evening. So let me bring her once more into this conversation.
Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You've been working with the likes of Mr. Femi Falana, the Jare and Ju Chambers to fight for these children. But there seems to be some kind of communication problem here. the lawyers to the federal government in that matter, the lawyer to the state rather, has said today that a lot of them are not minors. That some of them that we've seen in court today were just, they came with their parents and their adults. Is that true?
No. We were in court today observing proceedings, and you could clearly see children in court today. Also to say that this matter did not begin today. It began in August after the protest, when a number of people were picked up from different parts of the country, which included minors. A remand order, an ex parte order, was actually granted by Court 9 of the Federal High Court. And when you look at the remand order, the names of 75 protesters were included in that order. And out of those names, we had minors. Their ages were clearly written on the motion paper. So they were remanded ex parte for 60 days under the Anti-Terrorism Act. Now, immediately after the 60 days, we're expecting the government to charge or arraign this set of persons. But what we found out was just about 10 of the names that were in that motion paper were arraigned. And so the law firm of Femi Falana and Deji Adinyodu decided to file a fundamental human rights action to ask the government to do something about the children. We're in court last week, and the situation that happened today was an aftermath of the fact that fundamental human rights action was filed to say, where are these children? Because we and a lot of other advocacy organizations knew that indeed children were being arrested. We didn't know their whereabouts. Some of us had gone to Kuje Correctional Facility only to find out that they were at the IRT. So what happened today is an aftermath of the fundamental human rights action that civil society organizations and the law firm of these human rights activists actually filed. Okay, so today is the first.
So now that's that part. Now, if you actually want to look at the internet as to what is happening within the internet space, you begin to see stories like this. For instance, what you see here on the screen is a tweet by Brother Bernard. It says, Arewa influencers are fighting for Palestinians while their kids are dying in the hands of Tinubu. Their own charity begins at home. Sorry, their own charity doesn't begin at home. It begins in Gaza. Well, I think here, without necessarily engaging in stuff that may not be helpful, the point here is that every single Nigerian, every single person that has human kindness in him or her should speak up and call this out. Look at this. The one in yellow at the back collapsed. The one that is being held by a brother or a friend or whatever also collapsed. That he was the one that was fidgeting. Now, because there weren't enough seats, look at these children sitting on the bare floor. Come on now. If I go bring seat from the yacht or the presidential jet, or we for take them to the VP's house, the new building that they are building for him, the new house that they are building for him. Right? And you can see people are now beginning to question, like Ayokoto says, Arewa, you see your life. He assaulted an Uber driver. They are the IG of police, but get a bail of 500,000. Your own innocent kids who are minors and probably didn't know what they were doing have to cough out 10 million naira each. We warned you, blah blah blah. But anyway, see, and that's that heartbreaking video. When the young man, even the lawyer here, you can see the front face of the lawyer was almost like crying as well. Because listen, unless you're not a human, there is no way you will see these things and you will not be emotional. And you can see the one in yellow again crying because this guy is already fidgeting. This guy appears to be wanting to leave. See them here. See again the one in green is still crying there, right? And someone posted a photo, say this was what this man here in the photo who went, to see what he can do for the region there, and the other ones apparently didn't care. What they did was to arrest them. Well, again, you can, now you get your mouth. Now we can do, our own, however you want to do it. But this video here, I think this today I've watched it more than 20 times, and every time I watch this particular video, it gets me. It gets me, because how can we have, as a people, all these children? So how can we have failed them? And at the end of the day, someone who this one said, Bola Tinubu has pushed Arawa people to the war. Let's see if it's in English. No, this one is in Hausa. If it's in English, we would have listened to what they have to say. And fight and shoot. Now, I wish you're watching this on a bigger screen or on your, 4K or HD television. You look at this young man. You look at his body like a snake skin, cracks. If you're watching me on a small iPhone, or sorry, a small phone, you may not actually see the details of what I'm saying here, right? So, looking at that, you begin to question yourself. Now, wow, how did we even get here, Abi Nation, right? And these guys can just arraign children. And I say it, and I say it, and I say it again. There is a strategy behind the arraignment. See, okay, this is the video that didn't play before. Let me see if it can now. So you see when the lawyers bought them biscuits, you see how they were sharing the biscuit, and the manner they were acting showed that these young men really been enduring, been enduring. Now look at how they were grabbing. If you pay attention, in this guy at the background on blue, the guy on the right, and the guy that is on in front of the guy on blue is white, and the blue and white guy. If you pay attention how they were trying, what they're going to do now, you'd understand why hunger is a bastard. So you see, they eventually had to fight in order for them to get something. Jeez. So I'm still Mazes, okay? This is my Friday hangout. Please, please, please like, share, and subscribe. Right? Then we now come to the Mr. Slapper, the Slappy, and the Slappara. So he was in court and he got a bail, and you can see that here. So that was 2 days ago. Abuja court grants reps Alex Ikweche 500 naira bail over case of assault. Well, on this kind of bail, it's 500 euros actually, because that, hold on, was it? Yeah, whatever it is, they basically are trying to, and even the Nation Online is asking, is the 500,000 naira bail granted to rep member Alex Ikweche enough? I don't know whether they want to go carry 1 trillion, but the fact is Why is the poor not having enough representative? And I must, in this case, salute Deji Adeyanju and Femi Falana, SAN, for the pro bono services you've done so far in trying to ensure that these, minors, that they regain freedom without necessarily, yeah. These kids went out there to protest because their parents couldn't afford to feed them anymore. Well, in Nigeria, the moment you do that, you become a terrorist. And if you become a terrorist, you become enemy of the state. That is what it is. It's as simple as that. Right? So, and this guy in question now, you can see that the court actually allowed him. And if I go a magistrate court in Kuje, Abuja, has granted a 500,000 naira bail to Alex Ikweche, a member of House of Representatives, following an assault on Stephen Abdusea, a boat driver. The lawmaker, who is representing Aba North and Aba Federal Constituency of the Abia State, pleaded not guilty to a first information report that the police force entered against him before the court. At the court on Wednesday, Ikweche was arraigned on a 3-count charge bordering on assault and threat to life. All right. So obviously, even if you no go prison, for a fact, you see this docking, you see here, now you can see that he's been docked. At least he has entered dock. You can see him. So hopefully that will make him amend his characters, because this is, the character so displayed here is not it. So, like I said, welcome once more to Mazes Okay. It's Friday Hangout. Please, if you are joining me for the first time, endeavor to do well and click on the like button and share this stream. So quickly, it's not going to be a long one today. I would want to ask you, the federal government said they are distributing money. Did you get your own money? Yeah. The federal government said they are distributing money. Did you get your own money? They said they paid 25,000 naira to every single poor people. So you and I, as a national and state treasurer of poor people, sorry, when are they going to pay us our own? No, because the thing, gears he get. When are they going to pay us now? So let's know when they are going to pay us. But let's listen to OG and Co from the Rise Studio. Okay, sorry, some of you said that there is no audio on this. It must have been arranged as the. Hold on. So if they haven't paid you your money, go and make sure you collect your money. I have collected mine. I've collected my 250 million. They said they are paying 25,000 per all the poorhouse. So no wonder. In fact, many of us, myself included, we are now demanding that they should the government should show us who they paid, so that let us know those of you who collect. So let us know those of you who collect money and run away without coming to pay your tithe here. Okay.
The National Economic Council meeting chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima.
And of course, we know, and I reported, that in terms of the direct benefit and direct help to the general public, of course, there was wage award at first, now there's the new minimum wage. There is direct transfers to the people on the social register that has been put together by all levels of government and is being verified. And so people are paid after they are being uniquely identified biometrically, and they are paid digitally through a bank account or mobile wallet.
So the question is, who and who was paid? So it means all of you watching me now, you are collecting your 25,000, and you collect your 25,000, you stick it somewhere. You don't want to come and pay tithe. Now, we are going to demand that Wale Edun should publish the names of those that they paid, so that let's know how far our mamas and our papas, brothers and sisters are collecting money without telling us.
And those payments have been rolled out. We have reached 5 million households, 25 million Nigerians, and first and second payments are being made.
All right, let me take some reactions. Of course, you know Nigerians will react to this because where's the money? This is from Uche, who wrote 25 million Nigerians. When did this happen? I haven't heard anyone say that he or she received such money, not from my maternal home, not from my hometown, not from my family or friends. I haven't seen or heard from a bus or taxi driver. When will this fooling stop? Another Twitter user, PG Holmes, wrote, more than 625 billion naira. This could be used for light, road, water, fuel reduction, factories. The problem is not resources, it is spending. I thought that was quite apt. And we always talk about the fact that, you know, Nigeria should move away from the palliative economy. But he talked about the fact that, you know, there was a social register and, you know, it was digitally transferred. Now that Nigerians have heard you, Mr. Wale Edun, it would be nice to actually publish that sort of register state by state so we can know the individuals that have received these funds. Aaron.
My first thought about that, I've always been against that because if you read the Venezuelan story, part of the things that brought Venezuela to her knees was the fact that they felt that social programs like this were the way out. It garners popular interest with people if they really get the money. But what it does is it impoverishes society, because what the people need is not to be given fish, but more or less given the opportunity to go out there and fish for themselves. When you look at the Industrial Revolution, when you look at the Industrial Revolution in the US, it all started by people, or by the government creating an enabling environment. And the men like the John D. Rockefellers of this world and the rest of them, Carnegies and the rest of them, went out there and created wealth for themselves and for the people. And that is how you grow a country. Not by doing this, because the question is this. I went to an eatery yesterday and a man came to buy just a little portion of food for himself and some of his staff. He ended up spending 80,000 naira.
Come on. And
this is not high end now. Probably just your basics, rice, probably chicken and the rest of them. And it got me thinking. So, and he said that this is almost like a bag of rice. I said no, a bag of rice is 98,000.
100,000 in some places.
So I said, so this is even less than a bag of rice. And he said, oh, Tinubu economy, and we just laughed about it. But that just points to one fact, that it stands right now. What can 25,000 naira get you in Nigeria?
What really?
If you can get by with it for 1 day, or maybe 2 days, 1 week, this conditional transfer, how long will it happen? Is it consistent? Would it last for a year? Would it last for 2 years? But when you put all that together and you actually help the economy make sure that there's a buffer, there's a soft landing for people, trust me, it will go longer, it will go further, and the impact will be far-reaching. They need to help people. Ease of just take all that and just plunge it into ease of doing business in Nigeria, and the small and medium scale enterprises will just skyrocket overnight.
Well said, the Baron. Bimba, in the same vein though, the senator representing Edo North Senatorial District, Adams Oshiomhole, during a recent event in Abuja, said that the current generation of workers in the country are much poorer than those in the past. According to him, the celebrated 70,000 naira minimum wage, when converted to dollars, is equivalent to $42. He went further to compare the first minimum wage in the country under President Shehu Shagari, saying that the 125 naira minimum wage at that time was equivalent to $160. I always commend Adams Oshiomhole. He's in the APC government. It's not like he's speaking for Nigerians. And like, Aaron said, what can 25,000 naira bring? What can 70,000 naira bring? I think Oshiomhole hit the nail on the head.
Anyway, the bottom line here is that without mincing words, it means that Nigerians are hungry. And those Nigerians who are considered innocent until proven guilty, those minors that were brought to the court today, everybody will tell you that it is an unbelievable thing to be, to behold that young minor children will be, young minors will be brought to court in that manner. Now, earlier today, I saw something that all of us didn't pay attention to it. Sarah Ibrahim had a tweet where she was questioning. That was on a News Central on the 30th of August. Sarah Ibrahim was questioning why Nigerian police were bringing children between the ages of 13 to 17 to jail. And many of us didn't pay attention to that until today, myself included. Sometimes these things happen. So let me quickly share with us what Sarah said at that point. So now this is quickly. Let me bring in Sarah Ibrahim. Let's go to her Twitter page. So if we go to her Twitter, not her Twitter page, that was from News Central. News Central wrote, I have names, that is now quoting Sarah. Sarah Ibrahim said, I have names of 37 young people. These are people that are 13-year-old, 14 and 15-year-old that were arrested by Tinubu-led government. And Sarah now questions why 18-year-old can be barred from going to the university under new regulations, why the government can imprison under 18. So let's listen to Sarah in this case.
I don't know if there are more people, but I have names of 37 young people. These are people that are 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, and 15-year-olds that were arrested by the Tinubu-led government. If you want to tell us as Nigerians that if you're not up to 18 years old, you cannot go to a university, but apparently the Tinubu-led governments can allow people who are younger than 18 years to be locked up just because they came out to peacefully request for a better Nigeria. These people are children, these people are kids, and they are being locked up because they decided to be part of the End Bad Governance protest. And they're putting so many crazy charges on them, treasonable felonies, and it's quite insane that we have children who will be locked up and picked up by the Nigerian police without any form of investigations, without any wrong. All they did was to come out to request for a better country. And we know that even during the protest, all we wanted was a good Nigeria, somewhere where we wake up in the morning, we can afford to buy fuel, we can afford to buy food, we can say that we want to pay our school fees, and we will have no issues at all. We asked for our demands. We told them these are the things that we wanted. Someone mentioned earlier that the Nigerian government never called us out to negotiate. I don't buy that. I don't buy it at all, because you cannot negotiate your freedom. You cannot negotiate your human rights. There's no negotiation. It's as simple as it is. A better Nigeria. What do we want? End the hunger. Reduce the cost of living. You came, you met fuel at a particular price. Sort it out. Fix it.
I think, all said and done. All said and done, the bottom line remains that what happened today must alarm every right-thinking Nigerian to say that this is enough of this nonsense, right? I would also want the NBA to ensure that they provide legal, coverage or legal backing, legal whatever they call it, to these children, to ensure that none of them stays there 1 hour longer than usual, because that is indeed really heartbreaking to watch. People, that's my Friday hangout for today. That's a very short one. I have another meeting that I'll be joining shortly. Please, 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 if you haven't subscribed to this platform, by all means, click on the subscribe button, like, share, and subscribe. I am still Mazezoke.
La 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 la.